Hey crafty friends, it's Alyssa with Crafting Nicole, and I'm on today with a project share and a tutorial. As part of my craft fair series, I'm going to go through with you how I make my tea favors. So at my craft fair, I do like to have some kind of low cost items on my table, just cute little things that people can grab. And so I do make tea favors, which these are non-Christmas tree favors. And inside I just put a tea, some sort of little sweet treat like a chocolate. There's a honey stick in here, a cute little spoon, and then a little lemon to add to your tea. And so I package it up. I use paper at the top, and then I make this cute little pocket here. And then I'll decorate it with ephemera stickers and just use them and make these cute little tea favors. And so for these ones, I actually used a pad of paper that was gifted to me from an Ollie's haul. So this Rustic Meadow, I used almost the whole paper. So this is a great way to use up, paper that you have laying around if you aren't sure what you're going to do with it, or, you just want to use it. And then in my Echo Park mystery box, I received an ephemera kit and the sticker pad called My Favorite Things. And I just thought that these stickers went with this paper really well. So I added just little ephemera or stickers here. And then I use these cute little flowers that I got on clearance at Hobby Lobby to kind of decorate the tops. And so those are my non-Christmas tea favors. And they're just, cutesy with little pictures or little ephemera stickers and kind of in neutral themes. So they could be purchased for anything. This is something that would be cute to give to coworkers, people at church. You could give it in addition to a gift card. So you feel like you're giving something other than a gift card. And then I made Christmas ones. And so let's go through some of those. And so for these Christmas ones, what I did is I actually used this pad of paper from Michael's that I recently hauled. And I actually took my little hole punch. Let's see if I have it handy. I'm not sure. Oh, yeah. So I took this little 1 1/4 punch, and I just went through and took this piece of paper because I couldn't really use this to make a tea pocket because it's directional. And I just cut out these little pieces within the folder or within the paper. And I used those as my ephemera pieces on the tops of these. So I used almost this whole pad. There's a few sheets left and I actually might still finish off with these. But this is a great way. You can use a whole pad to make these and you don't have any extras because I used some of the offcuts up here to make toppers. So in these ones, I use Christmas tea. I put a candy cane, a honey stick, and then the cute little spoon. And then I decorate the top with just different stickers. So these are stickers from Hobby Lobby. And so I just put all these together with these different cups of tea. And so I do some in Christmas and some in non-Christmas. So what we are going to do is I want to make a few more of these for my craft fair to make sure that I have enough. So we are going to go through together kind of what you need in order to make these. So obviously you're going to need a paper pad, whatever paper you want to use. If you use, like I did here, you use a 6x8 paper pad. I cut it down to 6x6 and then use the top to make the toppers for my bags. But we are going to use a 6x6 paper pad. So we are going to use the Peppermint Plaid, which is one of my favorites from the collection this year from Michael's. So I'm just going to use this piece right here. Let's grab 2 of them just so I can go through how to make a couple of them with you. You just kind of go through until you find what you want. So you're going to pick out the paper you want. And then you're going to need some supplies. So you're going to need a paper trimmer because we do need to trim down this piece of paper. Michael's paper isn't perforated, so we have to cut that off and get it down to 6x6. So you're going to need a paper trimmer. I use a 1/4 rounder. I also use a tiny attacher, so it's just a little stapler. You can use a normal stapler too. I just use the tiny attacher because the staples are less visible then. You're going to need a glue runner. I always have scissors just in case. A bone folder or a creasing tool of some sort. I also am going to be using wet glue, which I use the My Sweet Petunia glue press, and it has art glitter glue in it. You can use whatever wet glue you'd like. Something to decorate the top of your packaging with, so I have a wide range of different things to choose from here. Then you're also going to want a bag to package everything in, so I have these bags that I'll link below. I also have this honey that I purchased on Amazon in a big package, so we're going to use this honey. We are also going to use little mini candy canes. If you wanted to use the lemon, I buy this True Lemon at the Dollar Tree. It's $1.25 for 10 little packages, but I don't usually put this in my Christmas ones. I just put the honey and the peppermint. And then I buy this Twinings Christmas tea off of Amazon. It comes in like a package with the 4 different Christmas flavors. So there's peppermint cheer, gingerbread joy, winter spice, and then Christmas tea. I also have a package of just regular teas in case I'm not doing Christmas ones. And so I think that's all you're going to need. We're going to kind of go through how to make these real quick. And I'm going to move some of this stuff back out of my way so I have space to show you what I'm doing. So for this piece of paper, again, we're going to cut it down to 6 by 6. So I'm just going to line this up in here and cut it down. There's not a lot of cutting involved in this project because it's a lot of paper folding. So we're going to go through how to do these. We're going to fold these 2 pieces together. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your paper and you are going to fold it directly in half. So you're going to want to get it all lined up perfect. Once you feel like you have it lined up, I use this creasing tool here to get a nice sharp edge. So now it's folded directly in half. Then you're going to open it up and you can see that crease line there. You are going to take this corner and fold it down to about 1/8 inch away from that crease line, just barely touching it actually. So you just go get it where you want it, and it's just above this line right here. And then you're going to fold it just like that. Okay. So then once it's folded, I fold it back out this way because this is how I'm going to know how to fold the rest of my pocket. Okay. So what you're trying to do is make a pocket that looks like this. Okay, so then you're going to take this corner and you are going to fold it up to this line. Not quite to it. You want to leave a little bit of space, like again, like the 1/8 inch. Make sure it's straight. Once it's straight, you can crease it. Just like that, okay? Then you're going to take this point and you are going to line it directly up with what you just folded so they're in line. So you just can pick it up however you wish to get it so they're lined up perfectly. And then you go like this. So see, we have the start of that pocket now. So again, you're going to fold this corner up to this line. And then this corner, you're going to line up with what you just folded. And then you have that. So then this is where you're going to use your glue runner. You can use wet glue. I just make these kind of mass produce them so fast I don't want to use wet glue. So I'm going to take and open the flap, and at the bottom of this flap, I'm just going to put glue and put it like that. And at the bottom of this flap, I'm going to do that. And then it stays. But we're also going to glue this whole flap here. So I just take my glue runner, put some glue on there, and I'm going to fold this flap down. And what this flap's going to do, it's going to go right over the top of those other ones. I'm going to crease it, make sure the glue sticks, and we have our pocket. Then I like to round my corner up here, up at the top. You don't have to, it's just preference. So I round the corner. So let's do one more again, just so you can kind of see. Again, take corner to corner, get it lined up as good as you can. and then crease it. Then pick a corner, bring it up here to this, right below this crease line, so you can kind of see what I'm doing if I lift it up. Then you're going to crease it. Then you're going to take this flap and bend it back the other way, just like this. You're going to take this corner and line it up with this. So you can see this line right here. You're going to crease it down. Then you're going to take this one and you're going to line it up directly on top of the other one. So this, just pay attention to this point, and if it looks flat, then you're good. You just line them up. Then we have the start of the pocket. Again, we're going to take the glue runner and we're going to just go along the bottom of this flap, put it down, bottom of this flap, put it down. You can attach it all with your crease tool and then put some glue up here, bend that down, use your crease tool again. And there's our pocket. And then I round this corner. All right. So then after that, what we're going to do is we're going to decorate the fronts of these. And for this one, all I did was use, I used the scallop punch, which I think I'll do again, but you can use, I just grab like red and green paper, you know, just cardstock. It doesn't have to match perfectly. And I'll just cut out a couple of these little scallops. And, you know, I kind of switch it up. Last year, I cut out scallops and then I put like a little round circle in white and printed on my printer and put like a cup of Christmas tea. This year, I just thought I would utilize things that I had in my stash, excuse me. So I had bought, let me see if I have them handy. I bought these stickers from Hobby Lobby and they were like 40% off of like, you got like 40 in this packet and like 36 in this packet. And really, I just thought they're like envelope seals and they said Merry Christmas. I thought they were cute. So I just think I'll use these to put on there because it's kind of like trying to think of a cost-effective way to, you know, make these in bulk where I'm not spending tons of money. You can use what you have though. Like if you have ephemera laying around that you want to get rid of, then use that ephemera. If you have a sticker book or something, use the stickers. I'm just doing that this year. I just think it's kind of cute. So I'm just going to use my wet glue and glue that down on there. You can also use your tape runner. I'm just going to use my wet glue here because it's a couple layers and wet glue sticks pretty good. So, oh, and then I'm going to drop it on my project and get wet glue on my project. But that's okay. We'll wipe that off and it dries clear. All right, so then after that, all we really have to do then is kind of package these up. And I have another one that I made earlier. So let's just grab a couple of these and we'll package them up. So I am going to take, and I'm going to need 2 honey sticks, 2 candy canes, 2 packs of tea, so we'll use a red one and a green one. And then I'm going to need a couple of my cutesy little spoons, so I'm going to grab those. And I'm going to use the silver ones because they're a little, excuse the noise, they're a little longer. And then I can kind of, you know, move them around, whatever. So usually what I do is I take my honey stick and put it in first, and I kind of try to poke it down here at an angle so I can still fit it in the bag that I have. And then I'm going to take my Christmas tea and I'm just going to put that right in there. And I take my cute little spoon, and I don't really think anyone actually uses these spoons, but maybe they do. And then my cute little candy cane, and I get it where I want it. And so let's do this one as well. So I'm just going to put that down there. You know, sometimes I will take and put a little bit of glue and stick my tea so it doesn't move around. You can do whatever you want. It depends. If I feel like I don't have a good fit, I'll do that, but I don't do it every time. So then I have these all ready to go. So what I do is I take these bags, and again, I'll link them below for you, and I kind of start with my honey stick and put it in just like this, and I push it all the way up to the top like that, and it just barely fits with that honey stick. And you don't have to use honey sticks. I just think they're kind of fun. There are little packets of honey you can use, so I just go like that. Now you could leave it like that. I like to put a topper on mine. It's your personal preference. Totally up to you. You can leave it just like this or put a topper on it. So again, I'm just going to put it in. And these bags are self-sealing, so you don't need any glue. Oh, hello. You don't need any glue or anything to seal the bag per se, but if you're going to use a topper, that's where I use my tiny attacher. So I just get it all in there, put it right where I want it, take off this little tab here. Now I will tell you, these tabs are horribly static cling. Like, I will pick them up and try to put them in the garbage and they will not come off my hand. So my advice to you in that situation is keep a dryer sheet next to you. You rub your hands on it and you can get everything taken care of. So you could leave them just like this. What I like to do is I just take a piece of paper from the same pad and I'll cut it down to the size of the bag. So I think in this case it's 2 inches by 4 3/4. And then I just take and fold it directly in half, just so it's a little bit at the top. It doesn't have to be a big fancy bag topper. I just do a little bit, and I think on this one, I'll fold the candy out because it's cute. And you can use scraps, you can use solid color cardstock, you can use whatever you want to kind of make these little bag toppers. It's personal preference. And if they're not perfect, it's fine. You just put the perfect side up. So then I just put it right around, and you see right here the honey stick is sticking all the way to the end. So I avoid that honey stick, and I just put 2 little staples with my tiny attacher, and you can barely see the staples. And then I'll do the same for this one. This bag's a little folded, so I'm going to unfold it. And then again, I'm going to push that little honey over. I know you don't want to staple the honey. And then you're just going to put a couple little staples for the tiny attacher. Then if you want to finish it off, you know, I have a bunch of stickers laying around. So I have these stickers that I got from Hobby Lobby as well. I will just put them on there at the top to be cute. And I usually try to hide like 1 staple. You can do whatever you want. Use whatever you want. You don't have to put anything at the top. Again, it's personal preference. I just think that kind of gives it a cute little finished look. And so these are my Christmas tea favors. And so I'm going to link the supplies that I use below if you want to get these fun Christmas flavored teas. I will link those below. And of course, let me know if you have any questions. I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have. But these are my Christmas tea favors, and I usually sell these for $3 a piece. And I obviously, based on how I purchase everything and what I'm using, I do think that I'm making money off of those. And so I do purchase them at price them at $3 a piece. If you don't think that's fair, totally let me know below. But I just like to have these on my table. So thank you so much for stopping by and watching. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Bye, everyone.